Said I only fuck with real killers. Said I only know what's real. Said I only fuck with real killers. Said I only know what's real. Yeah, they're turning into true killers. Yeah, cause we only know what's real. Said I only fuck with new bitches. Yeah. Said I only know what's real. Yeah, that real shit, what you thought we play. Text boom and come at your way. That east side right beneath the sway. Swing hard like I'm Cassius Clay. That real dope and them killers flex. Trill shit, we come at your neck. No fitted boy and we bout to snap. Roll dice, we don't get no crap. Gamble life and your shit push back. Tag time, but we never lack. Them new jeans and I never slack. In the shot to be drilling shit. It's that new shit, we call it clap. You fuck the bitch and you got the clap. Ain't fuck with no dirty rats. Said I don't fuck with no dirty rats like hello from the concrete, but I blossom bitches, lost and vicious, moving and I never fuck with propositions. Optimistic, but the green that got me all ballistic.
In the building, we got King Hush Hush on the phone right now, about to do this phone interview. You know, talk about this music, talk about these incidents that happened. You know, how you feel about ABL, how you feel about music and everything else like that. So King Hush, let the people know what's going on.
What's good, y'all? It's your boy King Hush, repping Wolf Magic, formerly a part of the ABL. I guess let me ask me what you want to know, and I'll let you know. There's a lot of shit that went down.
All right, so first off, how long you been doing music?
I've been doing music since I was 6. You know, I've been touring and you know, playing with the church and with my family since I was 6. I've been rapping for about 3 years now, successfully for about 2.5, and I've been battling for about 2 years. My first battle was on Grind Time. I went up there and freestyled, and then my second battle was against So Major.
Okay, so are you originally from Washington? You from somewhere else, or what's up?
Well, I was born in Van Nuys, California, so that's Los Angeles County. But I moved up to Tacoma when I was 5, and I've been there ever since. I've only been in Bellingham about 2 years. I tried to cross the border and got locked up and ended up here, but I've been on the east side my whole life.
Man, why you over here trying to cross borders and shit, man? What the fuck? That shit is not the business.
You know, I try to cross the border and, you know, get some seeds, you know, just, you know, before weed was legal, you know, we was having,
yeah.
But, you know, it worked out, though, you know what I'm saying? I ended up here, and, you know, business is a lot better up here, so it worked out.
That's what's up. All right, so you already know the shit everybody's dying to know. I'm sitting here reading some of this stuff off Facebook about some stuff that happened off this last out-of-town battle with you, Michael, Matlock, Simi, and a bunch of the JP, Cash. All you guys went on this amazing road trip to go out there and catch a couple of bodies and stuff like that. Me personally, I'm catching a little bit of wind of, you know, some stuff that had went down. Obviously I wasn't there, so I don't know exactly what happened. So for clarification from your side, please explain what happened.
All right, so first of all, I want to issue this statement like I have no beef, no kind of drama with Mike L, Cash, JP, or AB that were in the car with me when we went there. Like my intention wasn't to get them caught up. I wasn't irresponsible. There's other shit down that a lot of people don't know, and that some of them actually know, but you know, that hasn't been brought to the public or whatever, but I just want to clear that up right now. I don't have beef with any of them. I don't have beef with Tommy Boy. I don't have beef with Penny because she went. My issue in the last day was with Matlock having that post that he had, and I called Simi's phone, and for some reason, I don't know why, when I read Matlock's post, I called Simi's phone, and I started spazzing on Simi and yelling at him, when in reality, I meant to do that to Matlock. I shouldn't have done that to him, so at the moment, me and Simi are not on speaking terms, or we're not cool, you know, we're like, it's pretty much beef or whatever, but I just want, you know, I'm going to be the first one, I'm going to be, you know, sit out, you know, like, stand outside myself, and I'm going to put my pride to the side. I want to publicly apologize for everybody to Simi. I didn't mean to do that. You know, Simi's the only guy that I ever hang with outside of ABL.
Okay.
Ever. You know, I don't ever hang with anybody else but Star, Stewie, and Simi. So, you know, I just want to apologize to Simi. I didn't mean to do that. You know, it was an act of desperation at the time. You know, I felt like everybody was coming at my throat. But here's what the situation was.
Okay.
Everybody thinks I got pulled over for not having a license. That's a lie. That's what the cop told us after he he pulled us over. But here's the thing. I had the cruise control going on 80. The speed limit was 75. The cop, and Mike telling everybody, their witnesses, the cop said, I clocked you doing 80. And that's why he stopped us. So I was well in my right to do 80. I was, it's 5 miles over the limit. It's legal in Wyoming. So why he pulled me over, I don't know. It was racial profiling, in my opinion. And that's why they pulled us over. So then he scanned my ID. Now, I had some trouble in Colorado while we were outside talking, and some people, once again, they racially profiled us and called the cops, said that we were fighting, when in reality, me, Mike, Sammy, and everybody was just having fun. So they scanned all of our IDs. Turns out I had a warrant in California. So they let everybody go and kept me for a little while. And they basically said that they wanted to extradite me, which they wanted to keep me in jail for about 10 to 90 days, and then put me on a bus and ship me out to California without leaving the state of Colorado. So that was going down. It was supposed to happen, but then turns out the DA from California wasn't in his office, and he wouldn't be in his office till Monday. So legally, they were supposed to keep me in Colorado, but they didn't. Mm-hmm. So when we got pulled over, my license came back as suspended or invalid. So once I was locked up once it was already too late and I was locked up, they gave me multiple charges. They gave me a marijuana possession charge, which we all got, and they gave me a driving under suspended license, and they gave me driving an unauthorized vehicle charge, which was because the renter of the vehicle wasn't in the vehicle. So it's the same list that Senny and everybody took in their car. They didn't have the renter in their car, so if they'd have got pulled, they'd have had their whip taken too. So here's what happened. Okay. The prosecutor started doing his work. Okay, so the prosecutor is the one who's supposed to try to put you away. He ended up being my saving grace. He ended up doing all the paperwork and everything, and it turns out since they scanned my ID in Colorado and they found out I had a warrant in California, they were going to try to ship me out from Wyoming, and they kept me locked up. Okay. Now, the prosecutor did the math, and California got in contact with him, and California said, no, we're not trying to send him out. That's too much money. His license is valid. Like the crime that he did in California, he already did time for. It's just a missed court date. That's all it was. So my license wasn't suspended at all. So the cop was bogus for even saying that. So then that charge was dropped. Like I got that charge dropped. I got paperwork and everything to prove it. So they put me in the jail. I don't want to say what happened in there. A lot of shit happened in there. Let's just say it was a jail full of white people, white supremacists, like the gangs in there, and like everybody in there. They were all white. I was like the only colored person in there. I don't want to say what went down, but let's just say my rights were definitely violated from the moment I stepped in. They stripped me down completely naked. They took my money. They did all kinds of different little fucking gadgets on my ears, eyes, just unnecessary shit that they weren't supposed to do, that I found out from the prosecutor later on that was not legal. So then eventually the prosecutor ended up having my back because he felt bad for me, dropped a couple of the charges, gave me a year probation, which is a loose probation, so I'm allowed to leave the state. All I have to do is take a drug test and go to drug counseling, and pretty much he gave me the charge for the marijuana. And then let me go with 30 days in jail, which I have to serve next time I'm in Wyoming before October 1st. And they gave me an $800 fine plus a $100 fee for the marijuana charge that I have to pay before October 8th. So, and originally I was supposed to do 294 days, for driving an unauthorized vehicle, because it's pretty much like having a stolen vehicle. So he looked out for me or whatever. So when I got out of the jail, I'm trying to text everybody. My phones are dying. I didn't have no charge, so I had to bug people at the Walmart, for charge on my phone. The first person I called was Sammy. He said that he wanted to look out for me and send me some money, and he'd get in contact with my people. So then I hung up on him, right? And then I'm still trying to get a hold of people. When I failed to mention a second ago, as soon as I got out of jail, I had to walk to town, which was like 5 miles.
Wait, hold on. Where's the car at?
The car is impounded at this time. Like, the car is being impounded.
Okay.
The moment they arrested me, the car is being impounded. So and I'm just gonna say one thing about that. It's gonna cost $23 a day. That's the rental fee per day, plus tax, and it's gonna cost over $4,000 to ship it from Wyoming back to Tacoma, or back to SeaTac where we rented it, and they're taking their sweet ass time. They're letting the days accumulate, and pretty much they're on that tip. Like, they're not like, it's not a priority to them. They'll get to it when they get to it. My luggage is still in the car. They gave everybody their luggage. The cop told me, he lied to me, told me that they were going to give me my luggage when I got out. They didn't give me the luggage. So then I ended up walking about 5 miles to get to town. So then while I'm in town for 5 straight hours, on top of 3 hours it took me to walk there, and I'm just sitting there roaming in the rain with shorts on, cold or whatever, and I called Cindy again, and it seemed like he was trying to help me. It really did seem like he was trying to help me.
Right.
But, they didn't wait for me, so, you know, I kind of got offended, you know, by that. And he seemed like he was trying to help me, but, he didn't, you know. Nobody did, you know, not even my girl, you know. I had to call my sister and beg her, and she had to, you know, get me my ticket or whatever, you know. And my girl helped pay it back, and she was like, once again, my saving grace, she helped me out a lot and, you know, try to get me back here and stuff and pick me up and everything. But here's where the drama starts, because I didn't have beef with nobody. I posted a vlog in Wyoming, walking in the middle of the goddamn desert while it's raining or whatever, and I'm shouting out Michael and everybody like, oh, you know, I'm glad you guys are home, I'm glad you're safe. I'm out here suffering, my stomach hurts from the jail food, but I'm straight, I'm alive, I'm gonna make it home, it's all good. But I finally get to some charge, and I get to the phone, and there's a post by El Flamer, or El Solo, as y'all call that little punk, and this motherfucker's talking about, yo, Hush, I know you're going through it right now, but I just want to know, are we still battling, you know, since you're over here fucking up people's lives and careers and shit? And that's where I kind of like, I commented on it, and I was like, excuse me? Like, whose shit did I fuck up, you know what I'm saying? Because none of the weed was mine, none of it. Yeah, I got a charge for it. I got the biggest charge and the biggest fee out of everybody, but not a speck of that weed was mine. So I'm like, who's, you know, and I don't mean to call anybody out or diss anybody on that one, but I'm like, so, whose shit did I fuck up? Because my own shit is fucked up over everybody's. And so he gets to talking shit and doing what he usually does, trying to hype the battle. Like, I just personally, I think that he doesn't know how to hype a battle. He gets a little too personal. So eventually I ended up telling him, like, we can fight as soon as I touch down. Now, he won't admit it. I'm not going to say the name of the person because I'm not like that. I'm not trying to be a snake and say names, but that person knows, I know, and El Solo knows. And that person, hopefully he'll vouch for me. If he don't want to vouch for me, that's cool. It's still love. But that person is a factor in everything that happened, and he knows. As soon as that post was made, I didn't mention nobody. All I said was, I'll fight you, El Solo. El Solo called this person talking about, I said I wanted to knock everybody in the ABL out. And almost on some desperate shit, trying to like get everybody against me, you know, like just on some corny shit that he usually does. So what happened was, I ended up talking to dude, and he told me, and I told him what was going down with El Solo, and then he was like, okay, so it was all a big misunderstanding. I had already posted, Hush Hush is no longer supporting the ABL. I'm starting my own league, which was already in the works. I have my event May 9th. It's my league versus the ABL Gladiators, so it's no secret. The only part that was bad was when I said I'm no longer supporting ABL, and this was after El Solo made it seem like everybody was mad at me. So once that was cleared up, I called Semi, I yelled at Semi, and I was cussing him out. But after the fact, I talked to Tommy and Dre, and I ended up apologizing to everybody, and I took down the post. They agreed to take down Matlock's post, but they never did. So at that point, I'm like, well, what the fuck? You know, like, these guys don't keep their word, you know what I'm saying? I had done flyers for Matlock in the past in agreement for him to, you know, release my RG battle, which they're not going to release ever. So this is the second time they've done some shit like this to me, and I'm just not having it. So, and the post it itself wasn't even that bad. So for Matlock to go over there behind my back and call me a punk, and everybody on the page call me a bitch and all this other shit, like, that's just out of left field because I didn't say anything wrong, for starters, and the truth is the truth. The niggas left me. They left me, you know what I'm saying? I wouldn't have left nobody. They left me in jail to rot, you know what I'm saying?
How did the people you was riding? I said, how did the people you was riding with leave? How did they get back?
The battlers flew. They got flown back, and JP hopped in the car with them, and they drove back. So they didn't wait for me. Semi's talking about that he was calling, talking about bail money and all this other stuff. But if you were calling for bail money and all this stuff, and you knew I was going to get out eventually, like, why'd you leave? You know, they left me there. They should have left me there, and I didn't. To this moment, I'm still not mad at nobody. I did my, you know, I do myself, you know what I'm saying? I live in the woods and chop wood just for warmth, you know what I'm saying? It was nothing, you know, I got out, I walked around Wyoming for about 8 hours and made it back to Tacoma safe. A little sick, a little wet, a little tired, I felt a little mentally abused, but I made it home safe, you know what I'm saying? So, my beef is, you know, just what El Solo had done, you know, to begin with. He made it seem like everybody was saying that they're mad at me, but then went back and told everybody else that I said I was mad at them and I was going to knock them out when that wasn't the case, you know? So from what I'm experiencing and everything I'm reading, El Solo seems to be the one. He wasn't even there. He didn't endure none of the pain I endured. He didn't have to fly back. He didn't have to wait hours like Mike L and Cash and all these guys did. These guys suffered just as much as I did, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, they had to walk in the middle of the night. They had to give up all their money to try to get home, you know what I'm saying, and borrow money from ABO to get home.
Right.
But El Solo wasn't there. He wasn't there. He has no say in anything that goes on. Yet he's the one adding fuel to the flame, talking to other niggas saying that I'm saying this and that when I don't even have charge on my phone to even get home, to even call my mom or my sister or my girl. You know, why would I get on the ABL page and down talk some dudes when I need my phone to try to get home, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
It just doesn't make sense. None of it adds up, you know. He's the snake. He's the one in the middle of it all, talking shit, doing all this, that, and the third. So when I said expect fireworks, I didn't mean I was going to expose anybody from the ABL that was with me. This is what I meant by it. You know, I feel like he did it as a publicity stunt just to discredit me because he's on some jealousy shit. He's always been on some jealousy shit. Every post that I have, where I'm posting what I'm going to do, where I'm going to battle, he's always on there trying to be like, oh really? Well, whatever, nigga. Oh, blah, blah, blah. Like, almost just jealous. He's just jealous of the moves that dudes are making. He wants to be the only one. He wants everybody. He wants the world to revolve around him, and it's not like that. Nobody fucks with him. He's a goofball. So at the end of the day, he lied. Told dudes that I said something I didn't say, told pretty much like in a post, told me that everybody was mad at me and everybody was down talking me and that I ruined everybody's shit.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess it wasn't true. I went back to the page and I didn't read anything. I was too tired to read anything. I guess after I left the page, somebody did confirm it and they said that dudes were talking about they're on my helmet, that it's on site and stuff. So that's new to me. So
So what's this thing? Cause I was reading on the page that long ass thing, Matlock's post. I was trying to catch up on some of that. It was something said about during the battle while you were out there. You said that supposedly you said that you was whispering in somebody's ears, talking about you gonna talk shit for the cameras or something like that, or you had some beef with some dude out there. Did you hear anything about that?
I didn't read anything that was said on that post, other than Just and Midnight calling me goofy and saying that they knew I was a weirdo, which, by the way, fuck them, you know what I'm saying? I seen Just the other day before I left, and he didn't want to do shit. He was all hugs and smiles, so, you know, he's corny than a motherfucker, and I'll tell that to his face. He's corny, like, seriously corny. He's a nobody. He's a nobody. He got all the talent in the world and doesn't do shit for it. He don't work. He's not even a man in my book. So scratch that, scratch all the comments. But what happened with that was I didn't go up there intentionally wanting to have beef. During my battle, the dude I battled, Gunn'n, and you know, like, I already apologized to him for it. That's actually my dude. We're actually really cool. He stood at me for about 2.5 minutes. Mm-hmm. The agreement was a minute, 30-second grace. So I stood about 30 seconds, because I went second. I stood about 30 seconds and just said, time, you know what I'm saying? I'm cutting you short. Fuck that, you know what I'm saying? This ain't right. Second round, I spit another 40 seconds or whatever, and I was just heated, right? I didn't even get a third round. So, in the middle of the battle, I ended up telling them, like, I'll knock you the fuck out. I turned around and looked at the ABO guys, which, by the way, and you know what? I feel like I'm protecting Semi and them because I want to protect our relationship because I want to be cool with them because I genuinely like these dudes. But at the end of the day, wasn't nobody standing in front of me or behind me. Tommy Boy and Michael and you know, they were the only ones standing behind me. Semi, even the first time I went to Colorado, he wasn't standing behind me. He wasn't cheering during my bars. And the first time I did excellent, you know? Mm-hmm. So Semi needs to just get out of here with that shit because he's never supported me. He's always been a little secret little hater. So, you know, just that's how that went down. So then there's another dude. This is what happened there was another incident where I had beef. There was some dude. I was in the car, and there was some dude out there. Actually, it was three. There was some dude out there, and he actually set up a battle with me. His name is Iron Mike. So Semi approaches us, and Tommy and they're like, yeah, we just got done talking to the realest thug in Denver. He's the realest nigga in Denver and all this other shit, right? And I'm like, ooh, and they're like, Iron Mike. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. You know, I know him. I just set up a battle with him in June, you know? So this dude walks up to our rental car before we leave and pisses on the car.
Oh, shit.
He's like pissing right next to the car. Like, Winston get down and starts pissing next to the car. So me, JP, Cash, all of us are in the car. I roll down the window a crack, and I'm like, yo, you really going to disrespect us like that? Mike L is like, really, you going to do that? And then he said something to Mike L. So I'm looking at Mike L like, he's talking to you. And Mike L's like, no, he's talking to you. And so he comes and he opens the door, and he says, well, now you got some ammo, fat boy. And then, like, taps my shoulder after, you know, taking a piss. So Mike is like, really, you gonna let him do that? So I get super heated, open the door, slam the door, run up to him, get up in his face. I'm yelling at him like extremely loud. Like I had like a circle around me. I was like madder than I've ever been. Like people, you know, like you just see the devil in my eyes. Like I'm just like super mad. And there wasn't a lot of people. It was Michael, and there was like an interview going on like a couple feet away where like Jay Money and the camera was, and then a couple people to the right. But Jay Money kind of got worried. He's like, yo, hush, you need to chill. The cops are around the corner. And I'm like, I don't give a fuck. I'll knock this nigga the fuck out. I'm getting ready to knock him out. My fists are clenched. I'm getting ready to swing. Michael is like, you need to stop. Hush, let's go. The cops are right there. So, you know, I pretty much walk away talking shit, yelling at him, cussing him out, telling him I'm still going to battle him, and I might beat his ass in the middle of the battle. So just emotions were high the whole time. The whole time we were there in Colorado. The third incident, I'm just going to get it out the way for anybody who's interested. I walked up to O-Red. For those of y'all who don't know, O-Red is a dickhead in person. He's a straight dickhead. Jay Money was a dude who was battling and walks up to him and says, what's up? He looks at him, doesn't even want to shake his hand, just kind of like, what up? You know? So then I walk up to him and I'm like, O-Red, what's up, baby? I extend my hand. He kind of like looks at me and like kind of slowly extends his hand and kind of like tries to retract it while I'm trying to shake it. And so now I'm like, it's like that? So as I'm walking away, I look at him and I'm like, you're a little bitch-ass nigga. And then Mike L's behind me, and he's like, man, he's acting like a little sucker. And I know he heard us both. Like, as soon as he heard it, he, like, put his head down and kind of got a little scared. Like, he's just funky. Like, he didn't want to be there. Like, he was uncomfortable around, you know, the whole situation.
Yeah.
So that's what happened with the beef or whatever. So I don't know what was said about the beef that I had or whatever. I guess they think, Semi and them think I was acting like, they told me that ABL's not about that, and that I need to stop acting like a buffoon when I'm out in these battles and stop trying to fight people, which I agree with it. But at the end of the day, I mean, it's me. It's what I do, you know what I'm saying? I argue in every battle. Like, when I battle Major, when I battle Tay, when I battle Crooked, when I battle Stewie, you know, I always, like, you've seen it, Gunn'n, like, you've seen my battle.
Right.
I always get up in their face. That's the reason people are asking to battle me, and, you know, because I'm not that great of a battler, but I'm getting more offers to go out of town because of my
who you are. Yeah,
you know?
right.
That's just how I do it, you know? So even though I lost the battle, I still left Colorado with more fans than anybody else. Disaster told me I was one of the hottest dudes there. DNA told me I won the first round and told me like that my little scheme about the tree logs or whatever was the coldest scheme he heard the whole night, you know. So, you know, I left happy.
Right, that's cool.
I was cool with the whole situation.
That's
Optimistic, but the green that got me all ballistic. Offense missing, but the D is far from competition. Lost in vision, but envision how you lost that mission. Barter attrition, trade your life and write a composition. Authentic, not a word, but what you thought to mention. My position, not absurd, but what you thought was missing. Said I only fuck with real killers. Said I only know what's real. Said I only fuck with real killers. Said I only know what's real. Yeah, they're turning into true killers. Yeah, cause we only know what's real. Said I only fuck with new bitches. Yeah. Said I only know what's real. Life expectancy done dropped a couple years, a couple less if you been drunk and you had a couple beers. Don't fuck with fears, cause I ate them motherfuckers in the wonder years. I mean the past, but shit, it's looking like some thunder's near.